Well, good morning, everyone. Take your Bibles to Psalm 18, verses 34 and 35 for promise number 254. Promise number 254 is this: God promises that he will train us for battle with his shield of salvation. And that may seem overly simplistic, but listen to the passage. In Psalm 18, 34 and 35, he says this. He says, I will he teacheth thy hands to war, so that the bow of steel is broken in my arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. And so, listen, for those of you who struggle with passages like this, God isn't saying that he's going to prepare us for literal hand-to-hand combat, but will prepare us for the battles that will come. And so it's not always that we're going to experience hand-to-hand combat. It's very possible that for someone like David, actual survival tactics were needed. But if you study David's life, he spent a great deal of time evading his enemies too. So he didn't always war. He wasn't always prepared for hand-to-hand combat. Oftentimes he was trying to keep himself from being in a battle. And so for those who will slow down enough to listen to what the Lord has planned, they will be prepared for the very best way to handle every situation. Wouldn't you love to know that you are prepared by the Lord to handle each situation in the best way? Not the way that your flesh feels best in doing, because we know eventually we will feel wrong about doing things wrong to people. Listen, sadly, many handle situations, family, even friends, in a fleshly impulse. They just let it rage out of them or explode out of them in retaliation. And God doesn't say he wants to give us retaliation tactics. He says, I'm going to teach you how to battle in a way that is going to be that's going to hold you up, and it's going to actually make you great. And so think about that. That's very different. See, God has a much better way to handle situation that disarms our enemies. That first verse, he talks about their bows of steel are broken in God's hands. He doesn't have to fight against their bows. He just breaks their weaponry. So when we do it his way, we don't have to even worry about taking unnecessary injury in the battle. And so he disarms our enemies. He preserves our relationships we care about. And all of this leading us to the best possible outcome. This is what God means. Well, I'll train you for battle, and with my shield of salvation. So think of it that way, that he is going to train us for battle in the way that is best for us, that is the most comprehensive defeat of our enemies. That doesn't necessarily mean that we get to inflict physical harm on people. In fact, 9 times out of 10, there is no physical element to the battles that we fight. Oftentimes they are fought and won long before we walk into the room. And so when we will walk with God, God will handle all of our circumstances with his shield of salvation. What a beautiful blessing it is to have God fighting our battles for us. So when he prepares our hands, he's basically saying, here's what I'm preparing you to do. This is your part. I'll handle all of the strategy and all of the disarming of the enemies. You're going to just simply walk in a pattern that I have set for you. If we'll listen, we will enjoy way less physical and verbal conflict if we will just simply do things the way God has empowered us to do them. Trust him. He'll take care of you. Have a great day.